Hey there, it's E Squared Photography. I'm Erin, going solo today without Emily, but I'm here to keep things simple and fun. Have you ever caught yourself shooting in harsh light and it's so frustrating? Well, we're here today to help give you some tips and to help you develop a plan when you run into this situation. And make sure to stick around until the end because we have something special for you that's going to help you out with this type of light. And by the end of this video today, we hope you feel confident going into any lighting situation, especially harsh light, where you can nail it and get the photos that you want. And for the best photography tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications of future videos. All right, so let's start talking about what we can do when we're dealing with harsh light. So first things first is you need to stop shooting in harsh light without a plan, because this is hard light. It's flat out hard light to shoot in. It isn't always flattering. It's difficult to edit. So you need a plan when going into this situation. So let's talk about some things. And remember, you don't just have to cancel your shoot. If it's harsh light, you need to just do these tricks that we're going to talk about today. So if you've ever ended a session with harsh shadows, squinty eyes, this is for you. Harsh light isn't bad, but going into harsh light with a plan is going to be better. So shooting at noon, no shade, no idea what to do. Here are things that we need to stop doing. So let's start by just talking about why, in general, is harsh light so hard to shoot in. So here's why your photos might look like a hot mess in midday sun. First, let's just take a look at these photos here. These are photos from when we just started. These are all taken probably in the middle of the day. Actually, yes, they are all taken in the middle of the day because I can remember them in harsh sun. So some things that you notice on these photos is there are very intense shadows, especially under eyes and noses and places that we don't want them. Blown out skies or just weird skin tones from harsh light. You don't necessarily see any skies here, but you can see like major greens and highlights on the bottom photo there. And then people squinting like they're staring into the sun. Well, flat out because they are, and they were in some of these photos. Not the most appealing at all. Now, just remember, it's not you, it's the sun, it's possibly your angle and the plan that you have going into it. So we're going to dive in to number one to think about. Fix number one is changing their angle, whether it be a family, a client, couple, whatever it might be, your client's angle, and not the time. We can't change the time. We already are stuck with sun, harsh light. Let's change their angle. So one really important thing, if you look at this photo here, is we are not shooting directly into the sun. Is it harsh light? Yes, the sun is overhead and it's very harsh light. We just turned her around. We spinned her around so that her back is to the sun. We can see her shadow in front of her. And now if you are, dealing with just hard light, maybe it's even an overcast day. And I know we're talking about harsh light and sun right now, but maybe it's just hard light to figure out where is the best light. Do the spin test. Spin around with your client and be looking at their face. Spin in a full circle and see where they're lit the best. Where are the shadows not going to be hanging on their face? Where are they opening their eyes the most because they're not squinting? Look for those important pieces because it's going to make things easier. You're going to like the photo in the end better. It's going to make editing easier. That spin test is really worth it. And things that you're looking for is you're looking for the shadows on their face. You're looking to see that they're evenly lit. You want to also kind of look to see is one side of their face lit more than the other. Ideally, we don't want that. We want it to be evenly lit throughout. Okay, let's move on to fix number two. Use open shade or create your own. So honestly, you need to find shade if you can. On that previous photo where she's standing in the open dirt road where she wanted it, there wasn't shade, so we had no choice there. However, you can find shade most places if you are near some sort of environmental object or you are near a building or whatever it might be, or possibly fake the shade, right? So you can look for shade from buildings, trees, overhangs, possibly. If there's nothing and you're so desperate, use a reflector or a diffuser or somebody that can help shade whatever you do need shaded. Just something bonus off the top of my head here too, it is going to benefit you a ton if you are not shooting RAW versus JPEG, because if you are dealing with any sort of harsh light and you have to edit it, it's going to be much easier to edit in RAW if you are shooting in that. Now, fix number 3, embrace the drama. So make it moody on purpose. If the light's bad, well, then just embrace it, right? Now, this doesn't work for all types of shots necessarily, but you can use harsh light intentionally to create more bold, dramatic shots. Maybe you want certain shadows or, on their face. And a lot of times we think about this with like sports portraits or really fashion, high-end fashion vibes or edgy headshots. But thinking about that, in certain situations, could you use the harsh light to make it moody? You definitely could. And we do use it sometimes with our sports portraits. But just something to think about is it's not always bad. So when we are shooting in harsh light, we have the option to adjust our settings. So fix number 4 is adjust your settings, please, right? Your camera is not guessing, right? You are in control of it. And if you're not shooting in manual mode, this is a really great time to learn. In the description below, you can find a link to our free manual mode training. But that is so important because it's going to give you control in situations like this as well. But some things you can do is you can lower your ISO. So if you're on a really bright sunny day, lower your ISO down. We would maybe put it at a 100 or lower if it goes lower than that. Or you could potentially use a faster shutter speed. When we use a faster shutter speed, it's allowing less light to come into our lens, which might be what we need with the harsh light. Or maybe you need to adjust your aperture depending on the look that you want, because again, your aperture is allowing a certain amount of light in too. And again, understanding manual mode is going to really help you understand those pieces too. Now, let's talk about a few things to avoid in harsh light. So don't do these things unless you want editing nightmares. We don't want direct sunlight straight into our subject's face. That just isn't appealing. They don't want it. The photo's not going to look great. Nobody wants it. If you can, we want to avoid what we call spotty or dappled light, where there's patchy light coming in through trees and there's sunspots everywhere. And then we also want to avoid just ignoring shadows. So always look at the light before clicking, right? We want to look for shadows, whether it be shadows on our client's face, shadows around the area, where are things landing? Remember, we really want that even light. Okay, so let's quickly talk about our exact plan when the light is bad. So one of the first things we do is we try our best, if we can, to location scout. And when we are location scouting, we are doing it at the time the session is going to take place. And we are looking for the best angles to shoot at. We're out there testing, and we're looking for shade if at all possible. We also, when we're running into harsh situations, is we always use that spin test that I talk about. That's huge. That's really going to tell you where am I getting the most even light on my client's face. And then if we are running into situations with harsh light, we keep those sessions pretty short and sweet, or we will make adjustments as best as we can. We'll say, the light isn't that great here, but let's go test it out over here. Even if that's not necessarily where your client wanted it, it's going to be what they like better in the end. So it is worth being upfront and honest with them and switching into a new location if it is possible. So you can, in fact, shoot in the middle of the day and still get beautiful photos. A lot of times when we're shooting weddings, we have to shoot right in the middle of the day. But that's when you have to work harder to find that really great open shade light, or make sure you're lighting them at the correct angles and shooting at the correct angles. So it just takes a few little tricks and preparation in order to still get those good shots. So you don't have to cancel your shoot. You really just need a plan. Now, here's the deal. If you want to know more about light, we have a free training just for you. It's our Glow and Grow Master Natural Light training, and it is amazing. We talk you through all things good light, of light to avoid and what to do if you can't avoid it. We talk how to find beautiful light. We talk about backlighting and that sunset look and how overexposed skies and all of those different things. We talk through all of that. So in the description below, feel free to click the link for the Glow and Grow training. Now, we hope this video was helpful to you today. And if you liked it, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with a friend so we know to make more videos just like this one. And I will see you next time.